You are listening to Mining Stock Education, where you'll learn from the top leaders in the natural resource sector and uncover quality mining investment opportunities.
Thanks for tuning in. I'm Bill Powers, and in today's episode, we're going to be getting an update from Torq Resources and its executive chairman, Shawn Wallace. Over the last year, true copper discoveries have really been rewarded in the junior mining markets, whereas some of the gold equities have struggled. If you've come up with a true copper discovery, the market has latched onto it and truly rewarded it. And that is exactly what Torq Resources is going after. So Shawn, welcome back onto the program. You've just announced that you're going to be sending the drills out to your Margarita project there in Chile. Remind us to start with, what is the opportunity that this project presents the market?
Yeah, well, the Margarita project is an exciting project in that, it's in a very robust and productive jurisdiction, Chile, and within Chile in a very active mining area. It's also at a good elevation. It's near infrastructure. The Margarita project really is a dream come true in terms of all those things. We are about to go on our first drill program there. We're going to start here in the last week of the month. And the opportunity there really is to make a major IOCG iron ore copper gold discovery is the system. And there's we just released some surface results, some of the targeting results. And the really important part about that is that we're starting to really see the G part of the IOCG, the gold factor, is starting to show up in the sampling we're doing. This was an area that was traditionally sort of overlooked for that when looking at this type of system. So we're really quite excited that our targeting has led us to have sort of 3 or 4 areas of real interest, and this sort of 4,000 meter-ish size drill program that we're going to be launching on here should give us some answers to the questions we have, which is how big could this be? But certainly the expression or the sort of the geophysical and the geochemical and all those sort of drill targeting activities are showing that it could be quite large.
And Shawn, we should point out, this isn't just another Vancouver recycled project, is it? You picked this up from some people who maybe couldn't move it forward, and that's how you were able to obtain this, right?
Yeah, it was part of a portfolio of assets held by a very wealthy, successful family down in Chile, and they're really more focused on just mining iron, and so they had this project in their stable. They weren't really doing much with it, and so we were very fortunate through our Chilean team with Waldo Quadra and with their vast connections in Chile, we were able to access the owners, and then we're able to subsequently make a deal that was palatable to both parties. So we really feel quite fortunate about that.
So the project came with some data existing, and then talk about the data or what you've done since you acquired the project to come up with these drill targets.
Yeah, I mean, we've done a lot of geophysics and done the inversions on them, show those sort of conductive highs, and we've really had a great response to that. Chip sampling, resampling some of the old stuff that was around, just really, taking a good hard look at the project. But frankly, the only thing that's left here to do now is to drill it, and that's what we're about to do.
With the chip samples, are there any standouts you could mention before I ask you?
Well, there are, but I'm pretty reticent to do it on these sort of, we do have some sort of 0.5% copper, 0.9 gold, but anyway, I'd love it if the drill went there and we just drilled 500 meters of that, but that's not realistic. We do, but it's nice to see that the system has that kind of strength to it. But we're going for a big bulk tonnage copper gold project. You can't expect it to necessarily carry those sort of highlight grades. So I'm always reticent to sort of lead with those. I don't want to set expectations that that's what we're going to be drilling. I'm sure there'll be some of that in it, hopefully, but that's probably not going to end up being the average. The average is going to be like 0.3 copper, 0.4, 0.5 maybe with a 0.2, 0.3 gold, but that works all day long in this current metal price environment, and particularly with a project located as this one is.
And that's what you've said in the past about this project. You're not worried about whether you're going to find copper. It's just the grade and the dimensions, right?
Are we going to get an economic signature here? That is it. There's going to be metal for certain.
So with this first drill program, you're doing 4,000 meters of reverse circulation. Why reverse circulation rather than diamond drilling?
Well, for one, it doesn't require any water, so that it minimizes your environmental impact, rather. And of course, water is precious there. Although water isn't a big issue around this project, it's still very dear in Chile. And being good corporate citizens, we always try to find ways that we can, reduce our impact on the environment and the local communities and so forth. Showing respect for water makes us a good citizen in a place like Chile, and really on the planet. Period. And also, it's also cheaper, and we will get just as good an answer at this sort of prospecting stage than we would with diamond. We'll switch to diamond if we do make a bona fide discovery that shows that it's got the legs to be an economic center. Obviously, you get better data about pit wall stability and all sorts of other stuff that I won't bore you with right now. But certainly, but in terms for a prospecting run, it's really the right thing to do, both from a capital preservation perspective and from an environmental impact perspective.
So would it be accurate to call these scout holes? Would that be a good description?
Absolutely. I mean, this is full out exploration drilling. We're trying to make a discovery here. So the whole trick is to get as many of them in as you can with the money you have.
All right. So you have the IOCG framework, and you also have the porphyry target. So like with these scout holes, are you hoping to hit one of the two, or you're just going to just figure that out along the way?
We're going to figure out along the way, but we're certainly targeting both. There's certainly expression, there's evidence of both types of systems there, and so we'll certainly be targeting both.
And when would the drill program conclude for investors wanting to know when the results will come back?
Yeah, so I mean, like everyone, one of the things that leaves us awake at night is how long is your lab turnaround is going to be, and we're seeing that with our colleagues around the globe, frankly. We've asked that question, and again, because this is our first drill program, I don't have any sort of a precedent here of our own samples going in and coming back in a certain amount of time to tell you, but we are being told that it's going to be about an 8-week turnaround. So if we start drilling at the end of September, the drilling will go quite quickly. So I can't tell you when it'll finish. We have to get into it. But say we finish at the end of October, but results will be going in all along the way. So I think you probably see your first results coming in sometime in November, maybe mid to late November.
And then would you plan out phase 2 drilling at that point, or do you already have phase 2 kind of planned out?
Well, no, because phase 2 is going to be predicated on what happens in phase 1. So we really need to see it's really an iterative sort of process with our scientists in the earth. We ask questions, the drill answers them, and then we go back and make our next plan from there.
And what about your Andrea project? Any progress being made on that right now?
Well, the Andrea project is thawing out for us as we speak, and we'll be clicking into springtime. As we go into fall, they'll be going into spring, and then we can begin working in earnest there as well, preparing that project for drilling sometime early in 2022. So not much has happened on the ground there. However, we have had more time to dig into some of the data and so forth, and put our minds to what our plan of attack will be. So you'll be hearing more about that project here in the coming months as well. And in the meantime, we're also working quite diligently at making some additional acquisitions. We're very excited about some of the things that we're looking at. So there's a whole lot going on for us right now, and so there'll be a lot to talk about here over the coming weeks and months.
So at least 2 drill programs at 2 different projects next year we can expect.
Yeah, the minimum.
Yep. Any more catalysts as we conclude? Any more catalysts we should look out for?
No, I think drilling, acquiring. Further, stay tuned. I think we got a lot of catalysts.
All right. Well, thank you for the update. The website is torqresources.com, ticker symbol TORQ in Toronto and TRB as in boy, MF in the States on the OTCQX. Thanks for joining me today, Shawn.
Thanks a lot.